beautiful people. How are you? As promised, I am back at my Facebook Live posts. As those of you who know me may already have guessed, I was off for a little while because I was busy getting married. So a wedding can take a lot out of you, and that's actually tying into what I'm talking about today. So today, as I promised a couple weeks ago, I wanted to talk a little bit about dealing with the depression and those feelings of overwhelm. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to handle just your environment and your productivity when you're dealing with things like depression and overwhelm and getting back on track, and sort of some of the mental things as well as the physical things around us. So today is a little bit more talking. You see I'm in my office, which always inspires me and makes me happy because I surround myself with things that give me joy. It's a perfect environment for me to be having this conversation with you in. So, to start off with, those of you who weren't there, my wedding was different. I had a beautiful wedding planned in a local Florida park, and any of you who know how Florida is, that pretty much guarantees there will be rain at some point that day. So not only did we get rain on the wedding, but 3 storms converged upon each other at the same time, exactly at the start of the ceremony, exactly over the park that we were getting married in. Now, most people would probably be upset because they're beautifully laid out wedding areas, getting drenched, but it was amazing because it was friends and family all pulling together, and everybody grabbed everything. We moved it all underneath this beautiful bridge, and they set it up amazingly for me. It just looked so nice, and my friends and family were wonderful to see under this dark bridge as we got married to the sounds of thunder. I figure it's God clapping because He just is excited for us, and it was a monsoon, seeing all of the people there with behind them the palm trees doing this and the wind, and all of them holding up their phones to hold the flashlights like I was a rock star on stage. So it was quite an event. And leading up to this wedding, we had a house full of people. At one point, I think we had 7 adults, 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a cat in a 4-bedroom house. And 2 of those bedrooms are offices. So it was absolute chaos, but it was wonderful. We enjoyed every single minute of it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Ruth. I had a great time. But along with those great times, any of you who've dealt with depression, either chemical depression or simply very tough times of your life, you do find that afterwards, even if it's joyful, that level of energy and excitement, once it's over, can be a bit devastating. You can have this huge, massive dip after an event like that. And it happens every time. I know it's coming because that uber excitement has to stop at some point, and once you get control back a little bit, then that's when it hits. So that's when I have what I call a gimme day. And these happen many times, sometimes after a big event, sometimes for no reason other than just, God and the universe feel like I need a break and they force me into it. Sometimes it's just hormones, you never know. But a gimme day is one of those days where you had planned to be productive and to have great things to do, and it doesn't happen. So my gimme day after the wedding happened really, really hardcore yesterday. I'm talking major crash. Absolute, almost zero productivity. On the couch. Junk food was involved. I will admit there may have been ice cream with multiple toppings that I'm known for. And it's fine. This is something that is important to give yourself sometimes, whether it's in a convenient time or not. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about with anything, but especially as you organize your home, you'll find that there will be days where you're just wildly productive. You get through a whole lot of one room, organizing one room, or you get through your to-do list at work and you're just rocking it because the day before yesterday, oh my goodness, I was on fire. I got so much done, and at the end of the day I was exhausted and happy. But then right afterwards, a lot of times comes that day where you just simply crash. And it's okay. The main thing to do is let yourself feel the feels, all of those feels. Let yourself wallow in it if you need to, zone out, eat Ben & Jerry's and play on your iPhone games. Give yourself the day and give yourself permission to truly be in the day and truly be in the wallowing nothingness of the day. Don't feel bad throughout the day about what you're not getting done. Once you realize it's a gimme day, commit to the gimme day. I committed about noon. I realized that this was one of those days. So I committed to it and I got nothing done. And it's okay. So wallow in it. Be as lazy, as unproductive as you want for that full day. And then, and this is the important part, the next day, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and move forward. Don't worry about the fact that you were unproductive the next day. Who cares? You needed that. You needed to refresh. So no guilt. Let it go. So that's why today I woke up and I did what I do. I got productive. I exercised. I met a friend out for our mastermind group, which always energizes me. And a lot of times after a gimme day, if you're feeling a little bit hesitant and afraid of something, sometimes that sparks a gimme day, do it first. So if you've ever heard of the book Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, I believe it is, this is the day to do it. The day after the gimme day especially, do something that terrifies you, something big, something that is out of your comfort zone. Just get up and get active and do that first, because that's going to set the tone for your day. So today, one of the things that I was nervous about is this big proposal that I sent out. Now, normally we don't do proposals, so I've had a number of huge jobs that we've done for companies or for like very affluent or famous clients who have a big project. So it's easily been in the tens of thousands of dollars that we've gotten in. But I don't normally give an estimate with that many zeros on it. And this morning I had an estimate that I needed to send in for a huge office move with a ton of like 30 years or 40 years worth of paperwork that they need organized in the process of this move and new systems. So I was really worried about sending out this email proposal with 5 zeros on it. Now, like I said, I've done jobs that were plenty of zeros before, but this one, seeing it up front was scary. So what did I do? I did it first. And this way, now that counteracts my gimme day. So I feel much more successful because I got over the fear. I sent the send button. I hit it. And then I breathed, and everything else today seems easier. Going on Facebook Live and putting on my makeup and deciding what to say is so much easier today. So after a gimme day, my next tip is to do what you're afraid of. Eat the Frog. And if you've not read that book, it's a good book to read. I teach it all the time in various applications. And then finally, sometimes we just need to get back to zero, to that foundation. So if you're dealing with depression, and it does not have to do with the gimme day, it might just be that you have clinical depression and it's just weighing you down, or maybe you lost somebody that you love and you're trying to rebuild finally after mourning. All of these things are just, it's important to find that foundation again. So if you're suffering from depression, if you're suffering from being overwhelmed, now other organizers are going to send me hate mail. Feel free on Facebook. Comment all you want, organizers, but feel free to take it and dump it in a box. So I happen to have, after the wedding, a nice and handy junk pile. Now this surface might be something like a mild version of what might have built up during a very depressed area. There were other surfaces in my house that were worse. Trust me, this is just a very mild junk pile in the grand scheme of things. But this right here in my office first thing in the morning is draining, and it is really hard to get back on track when you're looking at all of these things around you and you feel the guilt. So, forgive me other organizers, but I'm going to tell you that you have permission to take a box Take everything up there and do what the organizers hate. All of it in. Doesn't that look better? Now it's a little bit easier to feel that instant relief of seeing the clean surface and to feel a little bit more in control. Now there is a rule with this, and now the other organizers are going to agree with me. This box does not get to go in a closet and get lost in that closet and not dealt with. It does not have to be dealt with right this moment though. Feel free to clear off the surfaces and feel the good feelings, feel the happy, feel more control. And then let that sink in, bask in it. Sit in a chair and just look at the happy area that you've created. I mean, I've got my little chair right there. Trust me, I will sit in this chair and enjoy this area for quite a while as I look at it and feel so much more in control and like things are manageable. And then, after a little bit of time, I can deal with the box. One thing at a time. You don't have to deal with the whole box. You can just take a little bit out at a time and deal with it then. Just don't put it away in a closet. Leave it out somewhere that you won't forget it. Not in the center of the room necessarily, but where you won't forget it. And forgive yourself for having the box. So it's not a guilt box. This is not there to show you that what you've not been doing. This is just there to show you this is something that still needs to be dealt with, and it will be one bit at a time. So these are my main three things. Oh, hi. These are the three things that I use in order to get through some of the overwhelm and some of the depression. We'll probably have some other Facebook Lives about the different aspects of dealing with depression because it's so important with dealing with your space around you. One of the first ways to get back out of depression is to gain control of your space. Once you do, you feel so much better. It's just amazing the transformation that can happen once you have surroundings that support where you want to go. So look forward to some more various Facebook Lives from me about depression, as well as just about your office, about your home. I love to hear what you want to hear about. Feel free to give me comments about other things that you'd like to hear. And I hope this helped you out. So just remember, take a gimme day and be in the gimme day, wallow in the gimme day, and then the next day, don't feel guilty, move forward. Remember, a great start to that next day is to do what you're afraid of. Bite the bullet, eat the frog, send the proposal, do it first, and the rest of the day seems so much easier. And then finally, sometimes it's okay to get back to foundations by just boxing it up and deal with the box one bit at a time once you have actually enjoyed and really felt that feeling of control again. So check out my blog for more information. I hope to see you next time. Keep beautiful, and I love you. Have a good day.